O-Gauge Railroading magazine first visited Don Klose's railroad back in the August-September 2008 issue, run number 230. Don's layout was again featured in OGR in the April-May 2016 issue, run 284. A shot of Don's railroad even made the cover of this issue. In the 7 years that elapsed between those articles, much changed on the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad. Where did the name Bellevue and Schenectady come from? I'll let Don tell you.
The Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad is a fictitious division of the New York Central System. Bellevue is a section of Schenectady where I work. Schenectady is where I live. And all of the different places on here represent sections of Schenectady, and then also represent where my family has gone now for 3 generations, to Wildwood, New Jersey. And so we have a fictitious Wildwood harbor where all of the favorite places of the family through the years have been captured and recreated in miniature. We captured the old station, which is long gone, and we've captured many of the old-time businesses that were a part of the downtown area in Schenectady. And even some of those today, they still exist. They've survived the test of time, the Proctor's Theater, the Parker Inn. They're all a part of what makes the new downtown of Schenectady go. Many of the old department stores, Barney's, Wallace's, Rudnick's, Carl Company. We've also captured the local newspaper, the Daily Gazette, in their building. We also have Wallace Armor, the famous old-time hardware store with the little cash boxes that used to run around on wires through the store. There were no cash registers in the store, and we've captured that. Some of the unique hotels like the Foster Hotel, the Gleason Building, Woolworths from in the 50s.
Schenectady has a rich history in the railroad industry, as well as being known for some very unique architecture in the downtown area. Don has captured much of that history here on his layout. These magnificent buildings are all scratch-built with amazing detail and faithfulness to the real thing. Don found a wonderful resource which helped him get these structures built.
I worked with Mark and Maria Pakemba in developing these buildings, and I would go out and I've taken literally hundreds of photographs of the buildings, capturing all the different moldings, the details that make up the facades of these buildings. And with the talents of Mark and Maria, we were able to come up with the castings using rice, pasta, macaroni to create molds to develop these buildings and make the facades of them as realistic as possible. I think one of the buildings that required a lot of thought were the Foster Hotel. The Foster Hotel is an iconic old building here in downtown Schenectady. That particular building, it had a lot of detail to the front of the building. And so when someone's 150 miles away trying to capture and reproduce this building, it takes a lot of effort to put together images that they can use to capture all the detail that makes up the front of the building.
With every model railroad, there's always one main focal point. And on this railroad, that spot has a lot of historical significance.
The main focal point of the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad is the General Electric Company. General Electric has been a long time a part of Schenectady. And its office building that's right at the main entrance, it's an icon. It has a unique sign that's been on the top of that building for literally years. Each side of the building, and we've captured it, has 104 windows. It was a massive undertaking. We did not do the whole building. It's just the facade, the front of it. But I believe with the modern glass atrium and that's down in the front, we've captured the look and the feel here on the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad.
While all these gorgeous custom-built structures are examples of some serious modeling, Don likes to have a little fun with his layout, too.
This is Chubbins Square. It's the home of my famous corporation, Klose Corp. We have a little fun with everything that we do. I've developed Klose Corp, which is the urban developer of the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad. We have our own little Donalplex over here with Donalplex East and Donalplex West, and my wife and myself are standing up on our penthouse balcony up there on the top. And it's the home of DeWitt's and also of our local media, the Daily Gazette. But we also do seasonal things. At Christmas time, I put a Christmas tree up there and change the square, but it always reflects all of the Chubbins family. Like in real life, as we try to accent the positive, we have to sometimes to be, if you will, real is the deal, reflect the dark sides of life. And we have some of the more risque hotels, or there's up in Rotterdam Junction, Betty Bosom's Bed and Breakfast. Down at the end of Schenectady, Club Crystal, where there's always the police car parked out in front. But that is a part of life, and with the, if you will, intense detail that I show, you have to find it. There's the girl who's a Volkswagen, got a flat tire, and she lifted up her skirt to get Homer, the homie, to pick up the car while the other guy's changing her tire. You know, it's little things like that.
It's the little things like that which set Don's layout apart from a lot of other model railroads. His attention to detail, whether here in the city of Schenectady or over on the other side of the layout in Wildwood, New Jersey, is absolutely amazing. Everywhere you look, Don has recreated buildings from the real world. Now, he had a little help to do all this, help in the form of shared wisdom.
A long time ago, I read the book Mary Bennett McKinney and Shared Wisdom, and she quickly pointed out that all of us have a piece of the wisdom and a piece of talent, and not all of us have all of that. And I am a firm believer in that, and it's been the gifts of different people like Jack Smith and Mike Lynch and Jim Policastro and Mark and Maria Pokemba and Steve Fetterplace, that all of their talents, along with mine, have made up what is now the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad.
The nuts and bolts of this railroad are also impressive. Don has used Lynn Westcott's famous L-girder benchwork to form the base of the railroad. He chose to use Ross custom switches and Gargrave's track for the right-of-way. The railroad's basically a double-track main with several loops and levels. Don uses both MTH DCS and the Lionel Legacy command control systems on the layout. For lighting, he uses 6 Malibu transformers, providing 3,600 watts of lighting power to the layout. For track power, he uses 3 MTH Z4000s and a new Lionel ZWL transformer. Don's scenery is done with a combination of natural materials which he collects, plus a lot of products from Jim Elster at Scenic Express. His scenery is unique in that Don uses no plaster in his scenery. He prefers to carve styrofoam for the main scenic features on the layout. Don is a self-professed loop runner, but he also enjoys interchanging freight with his crosstown neighbor and OGR contributor, Jim Policastro.
A long time ago, I wanted to do an exchange with him, Jim, as we became friends, and I came up with cars that we have. We have box cars, cabooses, gondolas, and in the fictitious world, the Bellevue and Schenectady's Western Point connects with the Central New York Railroad, and it's just a camaraderie and a way of sharing the hobby together. For a long time in my life, I was a lone wolf, raising a family. My model railroading time was basically on my own, and once I became a part of a club and expanded my horizons, as if you will, I became friends with a lot of people, and Jim became a good friend, and we share the hobby together.
Commemorating life's experiences is also very important for Don. For many years, his family has gone to Wildwood, New Jersey for their summer vacation. Don has done a marvelous job of capturing the essence of that quirky beachfront town. His portrayal of Wildwood here on the Bellevue in Schenectady has a little realism, a little fantasy, and a lot of fun. Don's enjoyment of the hobby sustained him when he faced a recent health crisis.
Well, in my own recent illness here of battling prostate cancer, I find that it keeps my mind occupied. In preparing for this video, it just kept me going and getting going, and I'm what they call in life a type A, obsessive compulsive. It's got to be right, or it's not at all, and it's helped me get through it, along with my wonderful family.
Shortly after this interview was shot, Don got some great news regarding his health. He successfully dealt with the crisis and is moving on to bigger and better things. The solitude which working on the layout provided during the crisis had a lot to do with this successful outcome. Don is a funeral director, a job which can be very demanding.
My job is not a 9-to-5 job, it's a way of life. And that's why I think I've been able to do it as long as I have. And so my therapy, my getaway time, besides spending time with my wonderful family, is to come down here, immerse myself in my little world down here, and get away, if you will.
Working away in his private getaway, the Bellevue and Schenectady Railroad has continued to thrive. I asked Don what he enjoyed most about working on his layout.
For me, it's being a loop runner and it's building scenes. And if I find something new, I'm not afraid to take something apart. So what you might come and see today, it could be gone tomorrow because I've come up with something better. And I think that's the part of the hobby that I really, really enjoy. The Bellevue in Schenectady is constantly growing, constantly evolving. As I've grown older, and as the Bellevue in Schenectady, if you will, has taken on a life all of its own, I find that the social part is a very rewarding, very special part of the hobby. I've grown through the OGH Forum. I've gained literally dozens and dozens of friends who come down here and visit me, and we share the hobby together, and I think it makes the hobby a lot better and a lot richer.